Hello friends. Hello. Hello friends. Welcome to my class. Last class we have learned three very vital and important topics. What was that? How to fetch, how to access an application which is a browser or it is kept in your local desktop. That was the first one. So we can use systemutil.run. Second thing is, if some file, some program file or some function file is kept someplace, how to access it. So we can use keyword execute file and then giving the complete file path. Third thing is, if my data, runtime data, transaction data is kept in some Excel sheet, how to call that Excel sheet at runtime and execute the test cases. In today's class we are going to see some more OR object repository, some more objects, how to identify those objects. But before that, we like to showcase you something which is really important as a testing point of view, and that is, before writing such functions or such code, you have to go at the top and mention few fields. What can be that fields? That is description. What is the use of these test cases, why these cases has been written. So we'll write as, mainly this will be written as a comment. Now it depends upon people to people how they write. So few people will give hash, people will give at the rate, will be scenario name, SCENARIO. Now scenario name in our case will be login to flight reservation application. Again, it should have description. What is the description? Login using OR. Now, who developed by? Developed by, in this case, Raj Sen. Date created, that was 9th of March. And date updated. Generally we will write this date blank, date updated, because we are not updating anything as of now. And updated by. So what these things are doing, this is a generic way of writing that who wrote the program initially, on what date, what was the motive behind writing such program, and then who modified this. See, once a test case is written, it will keep on using maybe 2 years, 3 years down the line. Meanwhile, the application will go through some changes. So these changes, based on these changes, application need to be modified. So people will modify and they will write that because of so and so reason, on such date this was updated by somebody. So this, now yesterday we have seen text box and button. In our last class we have seen text box and button. Now in this class we are going to see few more uh, objects and write down the functions for those objects. Again we will keep these objects in the same file and will call them. Which file? On this windows function.vbs file. You can keep n number of functions and you can keep on calling. Those who have seen C programming, they know has include studio.h. So whatever function is there in studio.h and conio.h, by including the first line itself, it will fetch all the functions in the program. Now you can use any function. Similarly, execute file will call this file, and whatever function is written in this file will automatically be loaded and available for the QTP to call. Okay. Now we are, since we have just opened this application, first remember we have to launch QTP, then we will launch application under test, AUT application under test. Now we wanted to add this fly from and fly to in our object repository. So first we will associate our object repository with previous day's repository. Where is that? Flight reservation OR action, add it. Okay. Now we will go and open the same OR, because we don't want to make a new OR and waste our time. We will modify the same OR that we have used yesterday. Now repository, object repository, we'll see this is icon for add object. In case of UFT you can directly do it using object spy, and this button is also there, but here it is not allowing. So in case of QTP you have to use this button. It is saying win combo box, it is Windows combo box, and the name is fly from. We'll add it, and this is fly to. So we have to give two things, and one more will be okay. Now this is flight reservation. We may not be needing all these things because I believe it should be able to identify uniquely. One second. Okay, it is what error it is giving. It is saying it may not be unique, so it is asking to add more values or more properties. One second. Chalo, let's add more properties. We'll see. Oh, it does not have much properties itself. So what to do? How comes more than one application matches the description? Did we open two applications here? No, right? Now highlight. Oh my god. Okay, anyways it will do. Now this is flight and this is called flight button. Let's open this flight reservation once again. This is Manish. So done. Now fly from, it's a combo box. I don't think so. I don't be needing this. First we'll highlight. Wait, this is combo box, and now we don't need this combo box class. We'll see. Okay, so in this way we may have to sometimes identify what is the unique feature or properties that is matching. Something is flight. This is native classes button. Okay, those things got deleted somehow. Wait 1 second. Fly from, okay, and fly to, okay, and then flight, okay. We can delete this as these objects are not getting identified. Chalo, this two will be removed. Okay, now child window, of course I don't need. Class I don't need. Okay, flight, it's flight button, and then it's fly from combo box, fly to combo box. Okay, now we'll see whether it is getting highlighted or not. Fly from is highlighted, fly to is highlighted, and flight button should be highlighted. Okay, this is now what we did. We have just created our OR, but see, if you click on fly from, let's click on fly from, it's not an action. Action will come when you will select one of these values. So you have to select one of these values, click on this control and then press on this, say for Frankfurt. Oh, it is giving one error saying that we should enter this flight date. Okay, now where were we wanted to add object repository of this. Suppose if this is there and we want to select London. One second, this dates. Now we will go to add object repository. Oh my god, where is that? Add object repository, click on this Los Angeles. Just a second. Now as you can see, it's sometimes really difficult to select the object that you want to select in the drop down. In this case, there are several ways how you can write or deal a function in this scenario. How we can create one collection class which will identify this objects, and other way is to directly we will give dot select command. So let's see what are the options and how we can do it. First is I need just an object spy and to spy on this Paris. So this is combo. I believe Paris should be an element. correct, it's not identifying. Let's go ahead and we will figure it out how to deal with this thing. So it will first log in as usual, then fly from, 1 second, this is fly from, this will be fly to, and this will be search button. Oh sorry, Control Z. Now one more thing, date we have to enter. Okay, I'll see. So first thing it is saying, this is based on our OR flight reservation combo box fly from dot select. So dot select is a VB script command to make it select something. So first is Poland, PORTLAND, Portland. So we will go from PORTLAND, Portland, and from Portland I wanted to fly to Denver, DENVER. Wanted to fly to DENVER, Denver. Then if these things are selected, then see this button is becoming active now. Okay, so we will click on this button. So technically this is what our problem statement was. We wanted to book a flight. Okay, we created an OR, we have booked the flight, and now my flight is ready to go. This red dot is called breakpoint. We are saying that execute till this point and then give the control to me. Okay, it will stop, it will not go further. We'll close this application and we will run it. Identified agent name. See, it is waiting for 5 seconds, but since there is a breakpoint, it will not proceed further. So it miss clicking on this OK button, it seems. Okay, this is done. Now why I have put breakpoint? Because I want to enter this date manually. Okay, now we will again go ahead. It is not getting OR. There is some problem with the OR. One, two, three, four, five. It should go. 1 second. I'll just. Okay, so the error is flight reservation window object not found in the object repository. We'll check for the issue. Stop. This error means that object repository is not linked. So, or the object repository that we have linked is not the correct object repository. So this is what is our current object repository, and we should actually open this object repository first, and then we should add these objects. Edit. We will click on edit to make it editable. click on edit. It is becoming editable now. We need to add in the existing repository. Okay, so now we got this object repository. Now we will save it. Okay, save it, make it not editable. Let's see, we will close this. We'll close this object repository. Now we will run it once again. Let's see. Click on button function is not working. We'll see why this OK button function is not working. Wait for a while and then go ahead. See, has already selected from the drop down Portland and Denver, so we do not have this in our application, in our OR, but it has identified that this is the text that need to be selected from the drop down, and now it has identified and clicked on those things. See, if you click on flight button, you will get this screen. And what really went wrong while login is OK button. Button should be clicked. Win OK button is not found, so it is not finding the win OK button. Let's see what happens to the button. Okay, we will see that. In the meanwhile, can we have a look, or can somebody have the guess how to write a function for this select button? See, yesterday we have written function for edit box and button. Today we wanted to write a function for select button, as well as we will verify whether the button is active or not. Okay, so how we are going to write? Any idea? Now let's see how to debug this thing. Go to resources where your OR is kept, object repository manager, click on it, then this OR will be open. Click on win button and then highlight. So it is highlighting, that means object repository is proper. Second thing, what can go wrong is your functions. So just go to your, navigate to the function path, it will come like this, then function file will represent like this, windows function.vbs. right click and then open with notepad. Okay, if you click on this, the function will be open. For further debugging, you can simply copy this and copy in the QTP and you can debug. As of now, we are not concerned about debugging, so we will not waste our time in debugging. So let's have that. All this whatever I am saying is a real life trick, because when hundreds of components are there, it will never run smoothly for fresh prepare test cases. For test cases which has been executed multiple times so far, will definitely go ahead smoothly. But for newly designed test case, somewhere or the other it will create trouble, and then you need to debug it. Now debugging is another part of automation which very less people will give preferences, because they assume that people will be knowing how to debug. So but I'm telling you upfront that go to the OR, find it out, and go to the function. There can be only two places, either OR or function, because or sometimes application property may have changed, but from OR we find out that application property is not changed. Now the scenario which we were going to deal today was, we have to write one function for combo box. How to write a function? Tell me. Write a function for drop down combo box. It is actually combo box. What is combo box? It acts as text box and list box. Sorry, we will minimize this now. So first part is, while writing a function, you give a proper name of the function. What can be the proper name? Select. What we are going to do? We are going to select from what? Select from combo box. Select item. It can be item or it can be element. Item from combo box. Now since no output is required, we will create simple sub and end sub. Now in this case, how many parameters we required? We will write the parameter in case of parenthesis. It's like normal C programming, and in case of Java programming also we write the same way. Okay, so what are the parameters? One will be the window, another will be what? Win combo box. So we will write object of window, comma, object of win combo box. So by seeing the function name itself, people will understand that what it is going to deal with. It is going to deal with Windows object and win combo box object. Second thing is, your function should be so precise that it gives accurate information about failure, and it should be able to make the things go gracefully. So how do we do that? Now we are inside the function, so what we'll do, we'll make so set child object equal to. Now here we have a liberty to write full combo box, or you can write just the flight reservation. So in case, since this is only two items, two layers, we don't need set object, we can write simply if window object window dot exist, if object window dot exist, Then what? Exist will give here one report, reporter dot report event. See, it is already giving pop-up, make pass. What is the message? Message is Windows screen should be displayed and actual is window screen is displayed. Okay, now this is first part. Another thing to remember is select this, click on tab button. Okay, so tab will help you to push it left and right. Okay, now if this is not true, if then else will give this report. Okay, now in case of if, we'll go inside, and what is the function that we are going to perform? Set object child. So we are creating a collection of object for what? For this Windows combo box. Now this will be win command and this will be object window. Okay, so what happens? We have created an object, child object. Set means create child object, set means create set of object. So we have it's kind of pointer which is pointing to the objects of window and win combo box. Now what we'll do? If object child dot exist, object child dot exist, if object child dot exist, then object child dot select okay, we need one more parameter here. What we wanted to select? Object select. So we wanted to select this object. It's good programming practice to make it highlighted so that you are aware that you can visualize simply that whether the object is being whether the object is being identified or not. It's make debugging very simple and smooth. Okay, now what will be the report? can simply copy paste the same report but with different should be selected. Object this is selected. Now this is if part. What happens in the else part? Else part will say should be selected, object is not found. Okay, now we will select this if else part again and we will put tab. Now you see it is clear. If else and if else and if. I believe this piece of code is pretty much fine. Now we will put, now we'll comment these lines, except we'll call this line here. Flight reservation, win button is flight, win combo box is fly to. Just a second, let me check once again. Okay, fly to, and the place it will be DENVER, Denver. Now we'll copy this line. Now we'll comment this, all these lines. We don't need these lines. Okay, if not, then we'll comment this line. Okay, so let's see. Select item combo box, win object. Now win object is put in a child object, and then object child dot select what is the object need to be selected and everything. It looks fine to me. Let's execute and see what happens now. Don't know, for some reason it is not clicking on OK button. Let's see. This will be 12 12 20. Now we'll run it again. It is running for 2 iterations. Stop. As I told you earlier, that if you select this part in the setting, somehow it is running for only 1 iteration. Apply OK. Okay, we will make this code commented. No, we cannot make this commented. We will make this commented. Okay, now this, select this, shift M, sorry, control M. So putting control M, comment will be applicable for all the selected lines. Okay, now we'll run it again and we'll see what happens with the drop down. Where it is running, man? So first port land was selected with normal select, cannot identify the specific fly object, confirm that object includes the object item. Okay, it's saying that is not added. Okay, it seems like we need to little debug this function. Something is not perfectly right. Object physical description, sim class combo box, native class combo box, attached text fly to. It is giving as a warning. So we have to check our OR whether it is present in our OR or not. So first was Portland, which was selected successfully. Second was Denver, and now it is facing issue with OR. Why it is an issue with OR? Let's check. It should be flight reservation, and this is flight to, just highlight, it is highlighting. So this is flight reservation. Fly to highlight, it's highlighted. Fly to, okay, it is there, got it. Okay, though it is identifying as a combo box, but it's not behaving as a combo box. What we need to do here is, it's instead of highlight we will mention click, object dot click. Okay, and now we'll comment all these lines. We don't need even all these lines. Okay, control M. Let's fix this up. So here we are calling the function flight reservation fly to Denver. We wanted to select. Application is already open on our screen. One or more. Okay, no problem. Now we will run our QTP. We wanted to see what is happening. See, click happened. Okay, it is saying first select fly from, then only you can select fly to, but we have seen that this worked absolutely fine. We will see Frankfurt and then we'll run it. Okay, it is saying that this item Denver is not present in the list itself. Why? So guys, here is the problem in the function. Instead of writing this as a variable, since I have put it in the comment, it becomes a constant value. So it is searching for the object select instead of the parameter that we are passing. This is a common mistake, so please remember and take care. When you are putting something in the double quotation, it's a fixed value. When you are writing object window without any quotation, these are the variables, these are the parameters. So here it should be variable. If I put it in double quote, it will become constant value, and then since it is not finding the select in the constant value, it is throwing error. Now we'll run it once again, and this time surely it is going to pass. See, Denver came, done. See, it is passed. Now you'll get the report everywhere. Object exists, fly object exists, and then Denver should be selected. Denver is selected. So this kind of report where what need to be selected, that value name should be represented, this is really appreciated as part of reporting. Client really appreciate these things because they get a clear idea. If you say like drop down list is selected, then sometimes they do not know that what drop down is selected, whether it was expected or it was not expected, intended value is selected or not. Windows screen should be displayed, Windows screen is displayed. Okay, so this is the way how we write functions in OR. This was a drop down, and if you want to handle the pop-ups or some other things, you have to still go ahead with the similar kind of coding. Only thing is you should maintain these coding standards. If you write this kind of programs, this kind of functions, it becomes really easy and you can call it again and again. Now we will replace our this program, will replace our this above function with this code. Let's see how this login function changes after this. So till this point it will be control shift M, control shift M, quotation is comments is removed, control shift M. Okay, and now we wanted to select this Portland. We will write another program for this. Wait, fly reservation win combo box, fly from, select Portland, select Denver. So we are calling this function to select for Denver. We'll call the same function here to select for Portland, fly from. Okay, and we will write one more thing this time. Okay, we will write one more thing. What is that? We'll try to enter the date. So we'll use the SAP Win edit. I believe it's edit only. We'll check it once again. So date function is edit or not? It's oh, there's something else. Native class is ms marks window class. So it's a different kind of class altogether, so we'll not go in that part again. We'll go ahead and try to run it once again. We'll see. Ideally application should be launched and application should select agent is launching, password entered, now we'll enter this date and we'll run the program. So it should select fly from, it should select fly to, and then it should click on flight button. Let's see. Okay guys, so this is how we can write functions, reusable functions actually, to use it again and again. See, I have written this function only once, but I have used this. What goes wrong? System util login. Okay, this OK button should be clicked. I need to figure it out what is wrong with this OK button. But Denver is selected and Portland is also selected. Okay, so since I have written this program only once and it got executed twice here only, this is the advantage of writing a function and calling them, because see, everything is handled nicely. If this window is exist, it will wait for 2 seconds, then object child object we created, and then if child object exists, then it will click on the child object, wait for 2 seconds, and then child object select object. This select object is the object like Denver or Frankfurt that will be selected, and it will give a proper report. If you want to write this code again and again, it will become very heavy to debug, to maintain the code standard. That is why we write this code in a file, and we can simply call that file in the beginning. It will act as a library file, and we can call it again and again n number of times. Let's copy this in our code so that if required we can use it in future. Function library, right click, open with notepad. Now I already have 2 functions, but this is not the right way to keep function in object repository. How do we keep it in object repository? We'll mention these comments there. This kind of comment should be present before each and every function, otherwise you will lose a track why this function was written, who written, and what was the purpose for this complete issue. Login function flight reservation, description is select from combo box. Developed by this, and today is 10/3. Okay, and this similar thing has to be written for this. Click on button. And similar thing has to be written for just to understand what is the purpose. Suppose if 200 functions are there in the same page, how do you know which one to navigate? So proper naming convention and proper purpose is very important. Now set value in edit. Now Control S and we can close this. So I believe you have a pretty much good idea on how OR object repository is maintained. Object repository is maintained in shared location and local repository. So if you click on this object repository manager, open the object repository file, see this file is coming from C drive. That means this is my local repository. See the extension .tsr. So local repository extension is .tsr. If you have other ALM or something here, you can click on this and you can export this. In that case it will become .bdb format. Okay. Second thing, if you want just view OR, then press Ctrl R. Ctrl R is the shortcut for viewing the OR. In this case you cannot modify any property of the OR. See, nothing can be modified. But if you open from repository manager, you can of course make it editable and you can modify the OR. Once OR is written, you have to write down the functions for better code quality management. The function format should be this. Else, for practice purpose, you can simply write this kind of codes and you can practice different types of drop downs, checkbox, applications, radio box and status bar, anything. Okay, with this I'm going to close my session today. Hope the session was useful for you. Thank you.